Hey folks, welcome back to the Feroz Moto channel. Today we are going to talk about another topic. First, let me guys know if you enjoy this type of content. It's just me talking and driving as we're going. But today, the question is, do I regret getting into the world of motorsports? Now, I want to say yes in some ways. I think timing is super important for everybody and a lot of things, and kind of with Adam and Eve, with touching the apple, I kind of knew that this was something I love, but I had no experience with before. And now that I have tried it and I have known the other side, I am kind of obsessed. Yeah. So the issue with the sport, I don't think anything's bad with it. I think it's an awesome hobby. But the thing is, like a lot of folks out there, it is just so expensive. And I think it's one of the most expensive hobbies out there in the world of sports or hobbies or anything. I understand that all hobbies can be expensive. You always have to budget yourself and make sure you're in your own confines financially to make sure you are, you know, not putting yourself in a rough situation, of course. But I just think personally, I don't want to say I made a mistake, but knowing what it is now, seeing that other side and how much I want it, definitely puts a lot more pressure on myself to kind of get there and achieve those goals. So with my first track day ever being around last year in, I want to say this time around June, yeah, I kind of had an idea of what it's going to be like, but I think just the continuous hunt and, you know, push and everything to become a better driver, just, you know, go out to different tracks, experience different things with your car, you know, you're learning and growing together. I think it's just so addicting, but also like really rewarding. I think ego is just a huge thing with it too, as much as we all like to be humble and everything, but getting better as a driver and everything and having a tangible, you know, timing for really anything to kind of prove that at this track, at this time, I mean, I know a lot of credit also goes to the vehicle you're driving, but still to wheel something and get a certain time for performance, it is quite a satisfying goal and achievement and milestone to get. So onto what I'm thinking of, is it being a regret or anything? It's just, I know that I want to go really full force into the world of motorsports, but with my current situation and everything and how life is going with my beautiful fiance that we're going to be, you know, getting married soon in the upcoming year, it's just kind of hard to justify really when to, you know, spend more time and money into this hobby that other people obviously see no reason to justify. But that's just something I have to deal with. Thankfully, I'm in a financial position where I am just saving to, you know, for a future investment or anything with probably having a house, or just kind of making sure that our big life goals are kind of taken care of first before I go out and spend more time and money playing around. But it does put a lot of, I want to say, pressure on myself. I mean, we all know what we like and what we want as human beings. Definitely downs me out a bit seeing other friends go out there having fun doing their things. Understand that other folks are at different levels and times in their lives. With me being 24 and what I'm able to do now with this car and all the experience I've had, I am still so ever so grateful. But I know that my time will come later, and that's what you kind of start to figure out once you start doing these track days. I'm kind of one of the youngest guys there. Most of these guys are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s. I mean, these guys, there's so much love for this sport, and a lot of people are just at different levels where they're able to feasibly and justifiably pay to go out there and do it. I think with how the sport is and a lot of, you know, push to get younger people into it, I just don't think it's in tone with how the economy is and everything that's going on. You know, I've read something with Gen Z being my generation, the average debt that they hold is, I think, around $90,000 per person. So I don't think a person in that situation has any care or want to care or know whether they can get their car prepped for a track day or anything. So I live in this nice fairy tale bubble as much as it is, and I do acknowledge it that I am very privileged to be in this position to do this stuff. But I think it's just super hard to really get anyone into this world. I know you can always say car doesn't matter, everything, but entry fees are still so expensive. The cheapest ones still to get, even on deal, around like 150 bucks, and that's just kind of the most straightforward price in this sport. You don't have to worry about all the consumables, the time it takes out of your day, the travel time, hoteling, and everything. So it is a very worthwhile investment in sport. I think for me, I know I've done it now, I think this year 5 or 6 events so far, and I don't regret any one of them. I think it's been such an amazing thing as myself, for a person who cares so much about driving, wanting to get better at this sport and this hobby and everything, and growing around with this car. So it's definitely tough. I always joke to my friends, I always say it's like first world problems, me kind of having a conundrum with this, and I think it just comes down to how much money I can make and feasibly make to justify doing this stuff. So thankfully I have a pretty stout job allowing me to kind of juggle these things along with, of course, a supportive family that's helped me get to this point where I don't have a huge number over my head. But overall, it's just been something that I've been toiling about, and I'm sure other people out there are kind of in the same boat, kind of figure out putting your priorities in check and understanding what's the most important thing to do. So I think everything in moderation. As much as I want to put this sport, hobby, and love all the way at the top, you know, we have other things that take precedent that are definitely more worth it. And just so grateful to, you know, have these problems while other people are, you know, struggling to have other things going on. So just my 2 cents on the topic. If you guys are around my age or kind of in a similar boat or want to figure things out, let me know down below. I think it's just fun, something to talk about, figure things out. So just to recap, I don't regret doing motorsports and everything. I just regret that I don't make enough money to keep doing more of it and justify doing my other stuff. So it comes down to a lot. It's just money, and I think that's just what this sport is. It's just who has the money to go spend the time, the energy, the effort to do this comfortably. You know, you could get by with scraping by with certain budgets, but when things go wrong and they blow up, nothing in this sport is cheap. So just want to talk about that, give my thoughts on the matter. If you guys enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're close to 1,000 subscribers, and let me know what you guys also want to see on this channel. Feroz Moto out.